So the first place we did was Mavuno. And what I thought, now, the whole thing now I started like, okay, I went through this. What would I have wanted done for me differently? Or maybe it hadn't even been done. What would I have wanted done? And I was like, first of all, the cost of this treatment is ridiculous. If I had the money, I would help other people. I don't have the money. What if we're able to raise money through this? In fact, I was speaking because I wanted to first find out who is doing what in cancer in this country, because I want to help. And I met two ladies who would go to the rural areas and just test people, just with Nkono, and then send them to the nearest clinic if they find somebody with cancer. But now the problem was, once they send them to the clinic, there was no money now from there. Or they'd need to come to Nairobi and they don't have the money. So like, if you're doing this thing, because I told them, let me first do this, then I come. I said, if you're doing this, and churches are usually good, why don't you try and raise money through that? Okay. So and she got me to meet some of the people she was working with at the time. And I thought, best thing, so that guys don't think I'm doing this for myself. Let me have one of them or both of them come and be interviewed on stage, share their story, and then ask people, if you want to give to this person, you can give. So we did that, and guys gave. I was like, Allah, people can do this. Okay. And then we went to to Chapel, same thing. But there it was even beyond, because we did kind of like an altar call, but we just asked anybody who wants prayer. That place was filled. The choir had to come down to pray for people. There were too many people. So we prayed for guys, and then we raised money. We were able to help.
And you're praying for guys who probably are going through it, or have loved ones who've gone through it, or lost people, whatever it may be.
And all the guys, the pastors and whoever came, and they were praying, because it was one-on-one.
Yep.
We weren't praying for them. Multitude. It was one-on-one. And then there were so many people who were milling around. So I told guys, just go and pray. Just leave me enough people here just to keep the thing going.
And have you called this thing anything at this time? Or it's... has the name come?
It was we called it a concert of hope. We called it a concert. Doris and friends present a concert of hope. I still have the poster. And then I'd asked now people I know, Kina Pitodera, Kina Manu, Kina Kanji, to come and sing some of the songs. So then we did it. I was going to do this, give these guys the money, let's move on. So we got money, but we got more than we were hoping. We paid their bills, we finished.
And you had change.
And I had change. So I'm like, what do I do with this money? I started announcing, anybody need money? One other person came. But then the people now who started coming were like, I've seen what you're doing, I have money, I want to give you. I'm like, hold on. I don't yet have somebody, because I wanted like, you're giving so that I can give to this person. I didn't have people. So whatever. So the choir kind of took over. They said, okay, let's just do one more thing, because even for them it was therapeutic, it was healing. Let's just do one more. There was Nani who was supposed to come, but they weren't able to come. Please, let's just do just one more, and then we are done. So they convinced me. And the following year, now 2010, January, we decided, okay, we'll do just one more. And then they said, for this one, let's charge. Nominal fee like 500 bob. I'm like, nobody will come. So let's just, whoever comes can come. We did it at Brook House.
I remember that one. Packed.
I was shocked. And then we had money. So then I was like, now what do I do with this money? Because I can't leave it in my account. I don't want people to start thinking this chick has now found a way to get money. So I'd gotten a group of friends from within the choir to help me organize the thing. So they became like the choir committee. So they said, okay, how about we open an account somewhere? We put the money there, and then once it runs out, we can close the account and then we move on. That was the beginning of this thing. So we go to the bank. The bank says, oh, we're happy to do that. But first, we cannot open an account in a name of an organization unless you have all the paperwork.
Yeah.
To get the paperwork, you have to register.
register.
I'm like, I didn't want this. But then it was like, but what do we do with the money? Nobody wants to keep it in their account. I don't want it in my account. So he just said, okay, just for that. Because I didn't know what it meant. He said, okay, so what do we call this thing? What do we call this thing? So one of the songs that we sang was a Brooklyn Tabernacle song. And I translated some of the words into Swahili. And one of the words there was Twakutukuza. So my
Meaning,
sister was
for
like,
those who-
we exalt you. So she was like, everything that has happened is because of God. So since we are doing this as a testimony, let's even call the thing Twakutukuza to say that we exalt God for what he's done, for me being here and everything. She said, okay, fine, let's call it Twakutukuza. So then they're like, okay, we have to call it a trust. It's not a company. So Twakutukuza Trust. So we registered it. We got the account. We put the money there.
First of all, it's not that easy to get a trust.
No.
Opening up a trust is not a thing where I just walk out of the place and the government will be like, okay, no problem here.
No problem, yeah.
It is not.
See, now I found out later. So we did that and we put the money in, and then now the pressure started. Just one more. Just one more.
This is after Brookhouse.
This is after Brookhouse. Just one more. Let's do it. And in fact, they call October the breast cancer, whatever. Let's do it in October, and then now we're done. So I thought about it, and I thought maybe there's still some people who need this message of hope. What did we call the second one? We also still called it a concert of, but this one was Twakutukuza. And so I got...
This is the one at Brookhouse.
Now this one again was at...
Or Prestige.
2010, that was at Prestige. So, and this time, of course, more people joined the choir. And we did our concert. I thought it would be one day we'd say, let's try. So from that time, it just went crazy.
And now at this time, were you like, okay, this is, God is calling me to this
After,
thing?
by 2010 is when now, by that time of that concert is when I realized, okay, there's something happening. And by then, God had started telling me, I need you. I didn't just give you this life just for, I need you. I'm thinking, but I have my children. I'm their support. If I quit, I won't have a salary. How will they live? So I argued. People are even coming telling me, I think this thing is bigger than you're thinking. And I'm like, yeah, I can continue. But the thing that really broke me was when one of these, the first two patients that we interviewed at the first concert, she was in hospital and she asked me to go and see her. And I asked for time off and my boss refused. Then in the evening I had to run home, get the kid, like go pick the kids, cook, feed them, Still telling myself, I'll go back. By the time now I got time to go, she had gone. And I was like, Yani, I'm sitting here in the office and here are people who need, Yani, I could have had one final conversation with her, but I was at the office. And this work that I'm doing, someone else can do. But this thing of talking to them, I'm the one who's gone through it and lived. So I decided, okay, I'll quit. So I resigned. And I was being asked, so where are you going? I said, So I learned not to say God has told me. Because people would be like, but God knows you have small children. He would not tell you just to live like that. That's not God. So I just learned, no, I'm moving into something new. But I knew me, I don't know what's happening. I don't have savings. I don't know where I'm going. So I resigned.
At this time, are you still at your sister's or you've left now?
Now, I had left.
You go, I remember.
So see, there is also a rent to pay and everything. So I resigned. People are still thinking I'm mad. I resigned in October. I gave, it was 2 months notice. 2 weeks before I was to leave now Kabisa, Pastor M called me. Said, I want to talk to you. So I said, so I came for your concert. and I saw what you did. You know, we have a lot of the celebs and everything, and you know the way you worked with them. You know, why don't you come and do something and just tell me how it works? I know you're working, so you know you may not have as much time. So just tell me how we can fit you in. I told him, by the way, I've just resigned. In fact, in 2 weeks I'll be done. Allah, here's a job.
Here's a job.
And January of 2011, I got employed at
Mavuno.
Mavuno
As the head of the worship.
as the worship pastor.
Yep.